on! My phone!
Candace! Well, it looks like she's done. Hi everyone, welcome to the K-Drama Cafe.
Your place for all the latest, greatest K-drama reviews, countdowns, and more. I'm Candace.
And I'm Susan.
And Mom, I have a joke for you.
Okay, let's
All
hear
right.
it.
What's the difference between an outlaw and an in-law?
I don't know. What?
Outlaws are wanted.
You know, no matter what culture you're in-laws can cause a lot of pressure.
Even just parents can cause a lot of pressure.
But not me.
For our two leads today, everybody causes them pressure.
We're reviewing today because this is my first life.
Before we get to the review, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Don't forget to click the bell.
Ready?
Ready.
Let's get dramatized! Yoon Ji Ho is at the end of her rope. Her dream of becoming a writer is in jeopardy when she is basically forced out of her home.
With little money, no romantic relationship, and nowhere to go, she hears about someone in desperate need of a housemate and jumps at the chance.
Even though that person is known to be unreasonably meticulous.
Se Hee is an exacting and very rigid workaholic.
Although he has a great job and owns his own home, he struggles with the high mortgage payments.
After many disastrous tryouts, the perfect roommate appears, keeping things neat and precise. Too bad he hasn't met them in person yet due to their differing schedules.
What happens when Se Hee and Ji Ho finally meet after a week of living together and discover they've been living with a member of the opposite sex?
What will their friends say, and what will their families say when they decide to keep the arrangement?
Because This Is My First Life delves deep into the sometimes serious, sometimes absurd issues surrounding marriage and relationships. This was a very different kind of drama, written by Yoon Jung and directed by Park Jun-hwa.
It wasn't your typical romance drama, it was more of a slice of life.
This had some very subtle comedy, like more deadpan comedy, not so much laugh out loud moments.
And there were some real tough and serious situations.
The synopsis really didn't grab us, but
Didn't sound that interesting.
and I saw some clips of it on social media though, and I was like, wait a minute, that's a really cool scene, or that's a really interesting situation. And I was like, all right, well, we have to check it out.
We recognized the main actress in this from Playful Kiss. We
And
loved her in that, didn't
Yes,
we?
Jung So-min, she did a really good job. And so we were like, hey, seeing her in something else, that was really cool. But we'd never really seen Lee Min-ki in anything before.
And we since had seen him in Beauty Inside.
Accidentally living together is really only the beginning part of the story.
They're strangers to each other to begin with.
And then they start understanding each other, and then they start becoming friends, and possibly more.
And the pacing kind of goes kind of slow.
It's pretty slow. But we don't know why we kept...
We don't know why we like it so much.
We were still interested. It's
Because the storytelling, I think, was so great.
Yes, the characters and, the story really just kept it going.
And it hit home to us.
The pressure that's put on these relationships by just about everybody else in the story is, it's so realistic. And you could just feel it watching
You can relate
it.
because when you're watching this, you can relate it to this one and I know this couple over here, and I know that couple, and they're going through the same kind of thing. So it really kept the pace.
It hits home.
She's really a lonely and lost soul in this. It makes you sad.
Her character is so beaten down, and she starts off kind of meek in this, but I love how they didn't keep her there. It shows how real it really is.
And she grows and she faces every obstacle.
Like through her mistakes and she makes
Through every
mistakes.
experience.
She's a main character that makes mistakes, and she's a main character that isn't perfect. And I loved that about her.
And through her experiences, she grows.
Jung So-min really did a great job in this.
Her acting was really showcased in this drama. Her only support in this are her two friends.
And I mean, they're going through all of their problems too. I mean, they have so many issues.
Boy, do they have drama.
Se Hee is a bit of a mysterious character in this.
He sure is. He is incredibly smart.
Very smart.
But he's rigid.
Exacting.
And he's a real loner.
He's just a lonely loner walking down a lonely road. He doesn't really date at all. He's not interested.
He's not interested at all. He could care less. He's got his goals.
He has his goals.
And that's all that he's interested in, is meeting those goals.
Paying off his mortgage.
That's the biggie. He plans it down to a T, Candace. He goes, okay, it's going to take me so many years if I pay it off myself. But if I have a roommate...
I mean, he has the whole thing calculated. It's on this big giant white board. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It's funny. This unexpected relationship that he gets with Ji Ho totally throws him off.
It really gets him out of himself and gets him to actually see another person as a person.
Because normally he'd just walk down the street and wouldn't even see anybody. He has this, he would just be on a straight line.
He doesn't care.
To the office and home. To the office and home. That's all he cares about.
And all he cares about is how he is affected by what other people around him do. So the fact that this other person comes in
and affects him
is very interesting.
The only thing he cares about is his cat.
And the fact that she helps take care of the cat and the cat likes her too, it's like,
whoa,
she's the perfect roommate. It's really hilarious. What they have in living together really works for them because they coexist so easily, but the problem comes when everybody else decides to get involved.
There's so many complications that come up and so many issues that come up.
With her parents, his parents, and their friends, and just everybody wants something from them.
It's sure not a fluffy story. Lee Min-ki was absolutely excellent in this. The way his character changed and the way he moved on with the character from being so sober to all of a sudden having feelings.
I mean, he showed the very subtle shifts that needed to happen, but you could tell were happening, and he played it so well. We were very impressed. Because this is my first life, what do we rate this one?
This was a very thought-provoking drama. It really leaves an impression that you don't forget right away.
But it still manages to be sweet, emotional, and lighthearted, and it was a very enjoyable drama to watch. That's it for our review on Because This Is My First Life. Thanks for watching.
And if you like this review and you want to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell.
Comment below, let us know your thoughts on this drama and any other dramas you'd like us to review.
If you want to change of pace from your typical romance,
be sure to add Because This Is My First Life to your list. Now get out there
and get dramatized.
No! It's mine! No! Let's be happy. Yoon Ji Ho is at the end of her rope.
He hasn't met them in person yet due to their different... Okay.